Hey, psst, come here. I've got something to tell you quick. PTCGO store now has Sword and Shield in stock. If you want to go, grab yourself some Sword and Shield codes before it is live on PTCGO. Well, I mean, it is live now. Yeah, this intro's a bit outdated, isn't it? Anyway, just use the code FTW 5% off. Okay, love you, bye. Yeah, I got nothing. Let's just get into the video. What is up, peeps? This is Following TCG. Let's welcome you back to another YouTube video. And today, we're doing an explosive deck. Haha, but me funny joke. But this one is appropriately named Bomber. Why? You can kind of figure it out. It is the one and only Kaleido. This is something that I've had requested before to try out, and I thought I'd give it a shot. And one thing that's very interesting in its main attack, Explosion. 200 damage. It does 120 damage to itself. It doesn't KO itself. That's an important factor when you consider big charms. So we're going to be combining that and messing around with this deck to see what we can do. It's quite an interesting build I've got here. I'm not sure if I have seen it before, but it may in fact be the primary build for this deck. To be fair, I haven't watched any videos or seen any lists of this deck. I've kind of just winged it, thrown it together for what I thought would work with it. I've even tried a wackier idea, which I might upload in the future once I fine tune it a bit more to make it even that more impactful of a deck and that more deadly. But I thought it'd be just good to kind of get the gist of the deck so far and get it going. Phantom Knight, hello mate, how you doing? And see how this bad boy goes. And fingers crossed we get some banging stuff. Now this deck is a bit slow, mainly with its 2 energy attachment. Now there is a way you can play the deck with 1 energy. That's of course using the karate belt and going through a route of Miss Magius, which is something I tried out myself. There's a big but to that. And they're playing Pokecom. Hang on, I've got to turn on the sound here quickly before I do anything, just to make sure things are working fine. There we go. Can't have no sound. It's a bit boring, isn't it? You can't stay alive after you attack. You are KOing yourself. And one thing I've learned with this deck is it can miss important numbers, which is why I've built it the way I have currently. So the numbers aren't so hard to miss. So we've got Tyroke here during the build-up stage. If we are just, working on our clay dolls and stuff, we have Lily's Pokedolls in the active, ideally. Tyroke can come here, hit some heads every now and then between turns when we are trying to just build our Pokemon up and, hit these 30 damage on Pokemon that we are struggling to hit the numbers with. Because you've got to bear in mind 200, that, you can hit some big numbers, don't get me wrong. You can hit 200, 240 with the stadium that we have. The dojo, of course, 260 with the Daihatsu on top of that as well. And I think that is the max you can get. So Tyrogue really helps you go into those bigger numbers to 270s, which is quite a common number to hit. And there are other ways of obtaining this number as well. You could play things like Roxy and stuff like that. But at that point, the deck starts to become a bit shaky. So, you see, the big problem here is that we can't really prevent... You can't do anything good for us here. So we're just going to have to go for a straight Cynthia. Not the best start, to be honest with you. Starting these Baltoys aren't really... It's not really the best thing you want, to be honest. Now, this is much more like it. There we go. So we can go into the Jirachi here and hopefully find something ideal. In fact, I'll take the research. Do we take the big charm? Let's take the big charm. We'll just go for the Cynthia. It's one less card, of course, but we'll go with that for now. And in case things don't go our way, we'll retreat to the Pokédoll and just hold up here. Now, of course, there are a few things that can bypass this, obviously, if they have Gusting. But Gusting seems to be a bit of an uncertainty in the current formats. Only a set amount of decks really have effective Gust. So, it's a risk I'm willing to take personally on the ladder, considering the ladder is just a bit all over the place as of currently. Well, I say that. I've been coming up against... pretty standard lists recently. It's your usually it's your Reshirods. I've come up Mew 3. I don't really come up against that much, I'm afraid. This deck, Sableye V and Obstagoon, I come up against a lot. I come up against it a ton. I also come up against Egg Rillaboom a lot as well. Like, I come up against it so much. Those are the top 2 decks I tend to come up against the most. It is definitely Sableye V and Eggman that I come up against the most. Which Sableye V is kind of a walk in the park for this deck if you get things going correctly. Obviously, hitting weakness is a big deal on the Sableye V. Actually, no, I don't think we do hit weakness. What am I talking about? We one-shot a Sableye V, but we don't hit weakness. Sorry, I'm not used to the dark being not weak to fighting. My noggin's not working fully. But hopefully we can get a good start here. Now, this is one issue we're going to face. It's inevitable. But having to take out Pokemon that we really don't want to be going on an explosion with. We don't want explosion on Jirachi, if you know what I mean. We want to use it on a big boy. But sometimes that's the case. All right. Bit of a strange start here. Do we get greedy and go for another Jirachi or not? No. We could go for another Jirachi, but I'm not going to. They seem to be going a bit slowly here, so that's fine with me. Mainly because we only have Cynthia and Caitlyn, which is good, but it's not the best draw. So, beggars can't be choosers, right? I'm going to stick with my guns. Stick with my guns. And hopefully we get the best. So they're going to go for the incense, obviously gets that bad boy out. If they get the Obstagoon out, then, yeah, they're going to... It's a bit trouble in paradise. Thank God we've got the big charm here, so they can't really go for any sort of cheeky KOs with the Obstagoons and stuff like that. That they might get out here, or will get out. This is a decent matchup for us. Obviously, we are evolution Pokemon, not basic, so the Obstagoon just doesn't affect us at all, really. We do play Buzzwole in here, because we tend to have a lot of prize control. So there's many a times where Buzzwole is actually used and utilized in this deck. So yeah, it's a good one to throw in there. Do you remember when Buzzwole was like top tier? Was it Buzzgarb? That was like a top tier deck. I'm not talking about the Buzz GX. I'm talking baby Buzzwole and Trash Lance Garbodor. You know when they were top tier? Ah, yes, they can bypass the Pokédoll. Yes, of course. Do you remember that? I remember that. That was good times. Good times. Nice and simple times. I say that though, but it was quite stale. Oh, and they're going for a Fiona as well. You cheeky bugger. They seem to be working around this quite nicely. Playing a lot of... Wait, did I say a lot of Marnies? I thought they played one before. No, they didn't. Ah, we throw this little cheeky boy in. If we manage to survive a turn, a last chance potion can really help us. Because last chance allows us to heal the Claydol fully, as it's down to 30 HP after attaching the big charm. So I thought, hey, last chance is pretty decent. Don't rely on it. 30 HP and you're going into their turn. Odds are they're going to get a KO on you, so it's pretty much going down anyway, but it just gives you that opportunity anyway. Okay, in that case, I assume they've got it, so I'm going to go for this one on the assumption that they've got it. If not... Oh, okay. We have a chance here. This Diancie is kind of a dead card, if I do say so myself. I'll be honest with you, mate. I really don't want to go for... I'm going to retreat into the Jirachi. I really don't want to go Explosion on that. I want them to take their time, build up whatever, come in, be the first to approach us, take us out, and then we can respond. That's my thought process. I don't know why I played that stadium. I shouldn't have, in case they've got a counter, but so be it. They seem to be using a lot of gusting, so obviously they still have the Fiona, because the Fiona doesn't discard, it goes into the deck, which is pretty cool. So that's something they can still utilize. And they can, of course, take out the Pokédoll, which, again, not really an issue, considering that they don't take the prize. Now, it's debatable. See, this is where I'll be going for Tyrogue, by the way, which we haven't got, I'm afraid. But this is where we'll be using Tyrogue and trying to get things going. But it's debatable as to whether or not we need Munchlax, because Munchlax can help recover the Pokédolls as they're being taken out, right? But on the other hand, the Tyrogue does the damage that we need to really hit these big Pokemon and one-shot them. Because we're looking for one-shots, period, right? So, it's something you have to bear in mind, to say the least. Right, so obviously you're going to take out the... No, they're not. Okay. Fair play. That's fair. So unfortunately, when we do explode, we are going to go down. Because the big charm's not going to save us. But you know what? That's fine. But they need to attack, and they are obviously reluctant to, because they know they're going to be in trouble. I'm struggling to find room for any effective gusting in this deck, but I'm thinking Fiona might be a good shout, you know. I really didn't think about Fiona, but I think it would be a good shout. Because, to be honest, this deck doesn't really take too much bench space, as you can see. So, maybe a Fiona would be a good shout. I don't know. Also, let me know in the comments, by the way. What do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer my commentary of the gameplay, or do you prefer me just to kind of talk about the deck and stuff? I'd love to know what you think. But one thing I've noticed is when I focus on the game, I tend to play a bit better. Right, let's hopefully get a draw supporter out of this. Do we get the Cynthia? Yes, because the rods are kind of important. Yeah, the rod is super important in this deck, so we're not going to ditch that. Do we go for the Diancie? I don't think it's necessary. I don't want to waste bench space. My English is a bit broken today, if I'm being honest with you. Let's not fall into the trap of exploding onto a Zigzagoon. So we're going to double up on this Pokédoll. There we go. And just go for a Tyrogue. Start poking. We're going to put some pressure on. Hopefully, yeah, good. We've put pressure. Hitting the heads is kind of good. So we can put pressure on that Jirachi. They can't evolve it, so it's a prize card for us eventually if they decide to try and long it out. So yeah, this is one thing as well. If they try and drag it out a little bit and slow it down to kind of follow our pace, one, it benefits us because we can charge up nicely without having to worry about such a fast-paced deck. Two, we can Tyrogue and just kind of deal with it that way, which is fine. Now, the Fiona's kind of ineffective here because we can just put up another Pokédoll, so that's cool. So now they're in a position where they kind of need to attack to really get the game going. Otherwise, they're in a bit of trouble because we can just, like, you know, Tyrogue here and there and, you know, put pressure on that way whilst we charge up these things that are just going to wreck whatever they bring up. Now, this isn't a Sableye deck, but oh, it is. Okay. Looks like I'm eating my words before I even finish them. I was going to say it isn't, but I believe the most recent regional had just an Obstagoon deck. If I'm correct, I don't know. I don't know if it was Obstagoon Sableye V. I went on Limitless TCG. That's where I usually go to check the tournaments and the lists and stuff when I do. And I didn't actually check the list, but I just saw it was like a second place Obstagoon or something. I don't know if it was second. I could be wrong. Either way, comme ci, comme ça, right? Now we can, you know, throw this lady's Pokédoll away and go for Jirachi. We can actually. I was reluctant to do it because I want 2 dolls in play for the Fiona, but we actually have one in hand, so fair play. Let's do that. Let's get the Jirachi out so we can go for that play. And let's get ourselves something valuable. Nothing really valuable here, but, you know, I'll take the big charm. Beggars can't be choosers, right? And we'll play this Pokédoll. And we'll go again. So this is a bit of a slow burner right now, but if we hit heads again, yeah, we're putting serious pressure now. Threatening to take prize cards without even having to attack is quite good. And the great thing is playing against this deck, we don't need to worry so much about putting things in range. So the Tyrogue can be a bit rogue. Funny, I know. And start taking things out while they really try and slow it down. Fine with me, mate. You want to slow it down? I'm all game. That's exactly what I want. So by all means, mate. By all means. And this seems to be one of the best ways to play decks that really struggle to keep up with the format. As long as you can have effective routes to avoid the gusting that is available, which is something I haven't truly implemented into this deck yet. It's more so a concept right now in this build. But if we find ways to deal with that, then it doesn't just have to be Claydol. It can be other cards that you struggle to build up that could be quite good. As you can see, they're doing it themselves, right? A Sableye V, it's a bit hard to, you know, keep up with the current format. So, throw a Pokédoll, take a turn or so just to kind of get things going. And you're ready to go at that point, right? You're building up damage. It's a good idea. Right, so, again, I would rather just take out this Jirachi if I have the chance to do so with the coin flip, then go for an Obstagoon. I want them to attack me first. I don't want to initiate. So we get heads again. We don't, so that's fine. We'll leave it. Yeah, it's not the most entertaining, but it's that kind of deck. It's that kind of deck. I'm being careful as well with my resources. They have 20 cards left, 5-card hands. I have 27 4-card hands, so I have more resources available right now. So if they start burning their resources, that only gives us a greater chance at winning. So if they're happy to do that, by all means, go for it. Also, quick note, does Rosa work with Lily's Pokédoll? Because if it does, then, man, that's a pretty decent shout. Right, again, I'm not going to burn my resources here. I'm going to keep taking my chances with this Tyrogue. That's fine. By all means. So, yeah, if it works with the Pokédoll, that's a good shout. I might throw it in here. Because that means you can just get some really good consistency out of your deck. Right, so they're pass. It's a pass game, guys. It's a pass game. Yikes, how many times are we going to hit tails? How many times? Is it just me, or if this wasn't a flip a coin effect or an end turn effect, it would be broken? Is that just me? Come on. There we go. Jirachi taken out. They're obviously waiting for that Rosa. I don't know if Rosa works like that, but if it does, then they're obviously waiting for the Rosa. So we're taking our first prize. Jesus Christ. How long in are we? And we're taking our first prize? Okay, so the Rosa does work like that. Okay, fair play. We need to be cheeky and Tarot the Pokédoll just to remove that. But, mate, take out this Pokédoll. That is fine with me. Absolutely fine. And the great thing is that if we do Claydol explode and we actually take ourselves out, we can just leave another Pokédoll on the active. Which is great, because it doesn't allow them to take 2 prizes in one turn. Or at least tries to prevent them from doing that so effectively. Which is good as well. So that's decent. Now, what are they going to get with this Rosa? Obviously, the energy. The Ordinary Rod. Okay. Are they bringing the Sableye back? That would make sense. Make a lot of sense, actually. Are they just going to attack into me? They are indeed. So, the game has begun. Now, they are going to take a prize here, but we're going to take one back. And I'm a dum-dum because I didn't go for the Jirachi. That's a bit of a stupid play, Sean. But we're going to roll with it. Let's go for this explosion. Am I missing anything? No, I can play the research, but again, resources are kind of low right now. And I don't really have any problems with what I've got currently. It'd be great to have an energy, but I don't feel like risking all of this for the sake of it. Let's throw that down. No, I don't think anything is really needed. We could thin with the quick ball. But at what cost? Let's explode. Let's do it. Let's explode. There we go. 210. Out comes the doll. So that's a prize each. And if it keeps going like this, then I'm not going to complain at all. At all. So let's get this Pokédoll up. And again, you have to bear in mind this deck is designed to kind of work with the prize trade, right? We lose the prize from the KO, or maybe the turn afterwards when they get the KO as expected with the big charm, for 2 or 3 prizes, right? Against, you know, big Pokemon, right? Zacian and stuff like that, which are kind of running around for that. So that's the thought process, at least. There are bigger numbers that are harder to hit. I was going to say Snorlax, but I think that's weak to fighting, so that's not really an issue. What other ones are there? That's really would be an issue to take out. I have my brain stopped working, but I know there's another one. I think of 320. Is it Lapras 320? That one would be a bit of a struggle to deal with, I'm going to be honest. So again, Tyrogue's going to be needed for that. But as you can see here, it's viable in a sense where you can put things into range if you play correctly, if you play it right, and if you give them the opportunity to burn their resources a bit, which is decent. So now the Fione they can do the Fione here, which is the issue. That's why I should have put up the Jirachi, because if I put up the Jirachi, not the Claydol on that turn, then we could have got another Pokédoll, which would have made this ineffective. So they're probably going to use it, and I don't know what to give up. Probably the Tyrogue. It seems to have done its job. This person's starting to really make moves here, so I'm not going to complain. Yeah, I see they are really doing this. Okay, so the Tyrogue's going to go up. They are going to take the prize. I'm afraid puts us back on an even playing field, which is a bit concerning because we want to be ahead, obviously, for the prize trade. If it's a 1 prize versus 1 prize matchup, I doubt they're going to throw a Sableye V out. That seems like a bit of a dum-dum move. I highly doubt they're going to throw one of them things out. So, all right. So we've got the other Pokédoll. That's good. And see, now would be a great turn to go for Buzzwole, but of course they've used Obstruct, so we can't hit into them. Let's get rid of the Dojo for now, I guess. The damage output's not really that important. So let's go with the Baltoy. I say that. Do we have the Rod in deck? We do. So that's cool. Getting rid of 3 researches, sorry, is aye. Do I have to be so abrupt as to do that right now, though? Again, that's going to bring us down quite heavily in terms of resources, and this game might be that game where we could deck out. I don't want to do it. I guess you could say this is out of fear, But I'm not going to research right now. I started to get used to it now. I mean, I got so used to not playing. When Sycamore went, like, yeah, we felt it. We all felt it. But then I got so used to not doing that and not burning resources so quickly that now I'm so reluctant to do it. But, you know, that's that. Well, good thing is, it seems like their only form of gusting is, in fact, through Fion. So as long as we got 2 Pokédolls, they don't really have a way. If my guess is correct, well, I say that, they do have Pokemon Catcher, but I'm hoping that's their last, because there's a lot of gusting to implement into a deck. If my guess is correct and they don't have any other form of gusting, we're good. If I'm wrong and they get a lucky coin flip move, then yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Now, one issue we are really going to come up with here is energy issues. We may have to take a turn here. Take that, go for it. Oh, see, this is bad. We've lost all of our Pokédolls. Oh, we're running out of resources in the worst way possible. Man, that damage output is just shutting these things down. Do you know what I think I should have done? This is a bit crazy. But I might have... maybe this is... Okay, I don't know if this is a lesson learned yet. This could be a dumb idea. But it sounds like a decent shout to throw Big Charm on the Pokédoll. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit dumb. Just for this matchup. So they can't go for these one-shot damage counter moves on the Pokédoll. And waste it. Because they're quite valuable cards in this deck, as you can see. That's a thought. That's definitely a thought. And we are running low right now. In fact, this is kind of scary. Okay, throw up the Jirachi. I don't think we need that much anymore. We can access our deck a lot. Ah, they got the Lucky Egg too. Ooh, this is getting quite dire. Losing our dolls like this is bad. Okay. Alright. Let's see what options we have here. Let's Ordinary Rod. Let's do that. Let's bring back 1 each. And some energy. There we go. Needed. Definitely needed. Let's do that. We don't need the escape board, obviously. Give me the energy. Now, we could play a bit tricky here. We could definitely go for a Psybeam, which seems dumb, but it confuses them. And that could go a long way if the coin flips work in our favor. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. We're going to do it. We're going to Psybeam here for a considerable amount of damage. 90, that's pretty good. So it's 2-shot. And they have to switch. Retreat, which they can do if they have that. But yeah, again, we have to bear in mind they've burned a lot of resources here. So if it's just a coin flip move and they flip tails, boy, we have made a massive play. So I'm hoping this was the way to go. And I'm hoping it just works out perfectly. Oh, they hit the heads, but they didn't KO us. Oh, that's so important. Okay. Do I get rid of this Tyrogue? Oh, I don't know. Ooh. Is that going to come to bite me someday? I don't know. Yeah, let's risk it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I thought I had another Claydol. Yikes. Okie dokie. I guess we go for Buzzwole in case they bring something else up that we might want to go for. We are approaching the end game here. I'm not going to lie. Our Psybeam did some serious damage. I'm going to save this research for now. Let's take the KO. Obviously, they get the draw. Ton of draw. But this is a big but, as I always say. Oh, we do have the Claydol. It's in the private. Me dum-dum. But they could be struggling a little bit here. They need the energy turn. If only we had the... See, this is where Fiona would have come in clutch. That's where I'm sitting here thinking now, okay, that might be a good idea. Now, I would rather switch into this thing and go for the Psybeam. Side beam seems to be the way to go here, man. We're hitting numbers with it. We're hitting numbers with it. But if we get a... Oh, I don't know if we play 3 switch or not. We have a lot of... I think we do. I think we do. It's a Jirachi deck, and when I play Jirachi, I usually play 3 switch. So, to get the most out of the Jirachis. So if we get the switch, which I think I play 3, boy, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good, man. We're gonna be fresh. We're gonna be chill. We're gonna be winning this. This is such an intense game, actually, now that I think about it. It's like prize. And then it's like, oh, it's scary. It's big decisions. Okay, so they're anticipating that KO. Fair play. They seem to be running out of resources, which is good. Oh, I beg you, just bench a Sableye IV and come up with it at some point. Oh, they're going for the Fiona. That's kind of cool for me. I'm happy with that. If you go for that, go for it. If you want to do that, by all means. No, they don't. That's fair. Cynthia. Yep, save on that Claydol just in case we need to use it. Wow, that's a lot of evolution instances. Okie dokie. I'd rather not use this Claydol. Rather retreat it. But I can't. So we're going to go for another side beam. Obviously, they're going to draw 2 cards. But they are in deck out town. I'm telling you. If they really want to deck themselves out, they are coming towards it. And this Pokédoll could really help us out in that run. Yeah, this is scary because I can't go for the explosion next turn. Which is why I wanted to get that Claydol out of the active. So I can comfortably do some explosioning. But this Pokédoll here. Okay, you're going to reset stat me. Cool. Oh, then I get the last chance? Come on. That could have been clutch. Alright, sure thing. I get the last chance, but it doesn't matter. Actually, you know, it'd be a good idea to kind of save the last chance. No, it won't work. Not with the numbers they're hitting. Okay. If they have no other way of sorting things out here, then I think we've won due to deck out. Which is kind of crazy. It's not what this deck wants, but I think we have finessed the game if they deck out. Big issue, though. Big boy issue is they can go for the Fiona. Actually, that's cool. They haven't got a big one-shot move. They can't take out the Claydol. They can't take out anything here, actually. So, apart from the Jirachi, but I'm not going to put it up. Please. If they have a Cynthia, it doesn't matter. They still draw 6. They have a Marnie. I think they draw 5. Lads, I think this is game. I think we've just finessed this. I think we have finessed this. So much control. And I think it's happened. And I'm proud of myself because sometimes I just absolutely botch it. Right, let's go for that. Oh, they shuffle the Fiona. Man, I start getting cocky and everything. What I could do is retreat to the doll. But that means we're losing resources. Oh, now I just feel dumb. I just feel stupid. They can just constantly use the Fiona. And that gives them an infinite source, I guess, for their deck. No matter what. So they can't deck out. More the reason for us to play it, right? Psybeam could be it. Oh, I'm contemplating retreating to this doll now. But they're just going to Fiona again. Oh, this is a devastating loop. Ugh! Psybeam. Oh, this is intense. Okay. Yikes. I thought I had it. I really thought I had it for a second there. I genuinely thought I had it. Man. They have to bench the Fiona and use it, otherwise they lose. So obviously they're going to do that. Oh, they can do the manual retreat. No! Wait, bro, you don't need to do that. Just retreat and attack and you've won. What are you doing? You let me put this thing up. Bro, you would have won. What are you doing? Huh? Excuse me? You had the win there, man. You just manually retreat, no? Oh! Ooh! Ew! Mate! Oh, man. You know when I was talking about Tyrogue, right? Oh, my God. I would really use it right now. That would be such a clutch move to use. Oh! Okay. We just need to hit some tails, right? That's what we need to do. We just need to hit some tails. Ooh. You're looking a bit spicy there, Mew. Oh. Just give me a... Ooh. Okay. How lucky are we going to get? Are they going to tails again? Are they going to manually retreat? Are they going to go for a very simple Fiona? Obviously, they will. But I'll just go into something they can't knock out for the time being. I don't see this going very well, people. I'm going to be honest. Okay. Oh, they got the heads as well. Oh, my throat. I'm dying. Oh, guys. This might be a very bitter end to what is a great game. Dude, just retreat. Just retreat. Retreat. Don't Fiona. What are you doing? Just retreat. Stop it. You're giving me false hope, man. Why you be like this, man? Is it just because you wanted to take that out? Is that it? You just wanted to flex on me? Just wanted to do that? Do the flexing? Flex take. Oh, they're going to take this thing out with this. Duh. There's no... I can't see a way out of this. I really can't. I know I can do the side type power. 3 damage counters. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. Side beam will take this out. They're just going to respond with a KO. Boswell. Dead. Diancie. Not dead. I guess I have to go with a Diancie then, right? I mean, if I'm dead in every other way, Diancie's the way to go, right? Yeah? And in fact, I can actually go for a last chance potion on it to get an extra turn out of it. No! I forgot they have the fear. Oh, what a bitter... Please, Tails. Please, Tails. Please get Tails. Just get Tails. Just get Tails. Just get Tails, man. I've got a fresh Claydol ready to go. I've got 2 energy in deck as well. No, they finally do the retreat thing. Finally, they did it. Well played indeed, my friend. We really went down to the wire. We would have won if it wasn't for Fiona. I guess that's how great a card it is. Wow, what a game. What a game. What a game. I think we did a good job. I think we deserve a little pat on the back for that little pat on the back. All right, well, fair play to my opponent. He managed to get the win on that one. We got so close. This is the list. Now, as you can tell, I don't actually have the stats for it currently. It is in its baby form. I don't really want to go into it with that to show you at its current state because this is not its finished kind of form. I want to see what you guys think about it, what changes you would make before I go a bit further into it. So yeah, that's kind of my idea at this current moment in time. It's a very interesting deck and it's got a lot of things you can really work around with it. The Tyrogue seems to be pretty decent. I think we missed out on that Tyrogue a little bit towards the late game there. I think that really could have helped us a lot now that I think about it. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal now. So that with the Snorlax, sorry, the Munchlax, I'm not 100% sure yet. It seems to be quite a good card, especially in the late game. But yeah, this is just a bit crazy, this deck. If there's any ideas you have to throw into it, let me know down below. Give it a shot. It's fun, it is consistent, and it does slow your opponent down. So you can kind of play against these top tier decks that are really fast, which is pretty good as well. So it's viable in that sense. So yeah, give it a shot. Let me know. And as I said, any changes, by all means, leave them all down below. But with that said, of course, do leave a like if you did enjoy it. And please do subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time. The next video, by the way, is a Pokemon that starts with the letter S and ends in O. You could probably figure that one out, right?